Imagine owing $100,000 before your life even starts. That's not a nightmare. It's reality for millions of people. And guess what? I'm one of them. Student loans didn't just cost me money, they stole my future. The car I can't buy, the house I'll never afford, the wedding I skipped, all because of a piece of paper I signed at 18. Sound familiar? Buckle up. This isn't just a story about debt, it's a story about survival. Student loans don't just take your money, they steal your choices, your freedom, and your dreams. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly how it happened. This isn't just my fight. It's a battle 45 million Americans are losing right now. But here's the truth. You can't fix a problem until you understand it. So let's understand it. Here's the plan. First, I'm dragging you into my debt diary. The brutal numbers, the sleepless nights, the jobs I work just to keep the wolves at bay. Spoiler alert, it gets ugly. Then we're zooming out. How did we get here? Why does college cost more than a Lamborghini? And why are politicians and lenders getting rich while we drown? Finally, the biggest question, can we escape this? Are there real solutions, or are we just stuck? Oh, and stick around till the end, because I've got a surprise that'll blow your mind. Let's get into it. Meet Alex. That's me, not my real name, of course. Fresh out of high school, I was your classic follow your dreams kid, straight A student, captain of the debate team, and I had this huge plan. Go to a top-tier university, crush a law degree, and become the next Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah, that lasted about 5 minutes. This is 18-year-old Alex, bright-eyed, broke, and clueless. My family, we weren't poor, but we weren't rolling in cash either. Mom worked retail. Dad drove a UPS truck. College? For them, it was the golden ticket, the one thing they couldn't give me but desperately wanted to. So when I got into my dream school, they cried. I cried. And then we all signed the loan papers. But here's the thing nobody tells you. When you're 18, you don't think about interest rates or compound debt. You think about dorm rooms and football games and changing the world. You don't realize you're signing a contract with a ticking time bomb. So why'd I do it? Let's break it down. 1, everyone said I had to. Teachers, family, TV ads with kids tossing graduation caps in slow-mo. 2, the school's financial aid office. They handed me a stack of papers and said, "Don't worry, everyone does this." And 3, fear. What if I said no? What if I worked at Starbucks forever? What if I let my parents down? So I signed. All of it. $30,000 a year, private loans, federal loans, you name it. And in that moment, I felt like a genius. I was going to be a lawyer. I'd pay this off in like 2 years. Oh, young Alex, you sweet summer child. But here's the kicker. No one, not one person, sat me down and said, "Hey, Alex, if you borrow $120,000 at $1,200 a month for 30 years, no one mentioned that law school would cost another $200,000, or that the job market would crash, or that I'd spend my 20s choosing between groceries and minimum payments. I didn't take these loans because I was reckless. I took them because the system is rigged. They sell you a fairy tale, hand you a pen, and say, "Don't worry about the price tag, you're worth it." But guess what? That price tag? It's crushing people. And I'm not alone. Up next, the moment reality hit. The jobs that didn't pay enough, the side hustles, the mental toll, and why this isn't just my problem, it's yours too. Stay with me. Graduation day, Captain Gown, $120,000 in debt. I thought I'd conquered the world. Then reality hit hard. My first job, legal assistant salary, $45,000 a year before taxes. My monthly loan payment, $1,200. Do the math. Yeah, rent, $900, loans, $1,200, food, $200, my paycheck, $2,800. That leaves me with $500 for everything else, gas, phone bill, medical stuff, life. And that's if I didn't get sick, if my car didn't break down, if I didn't breathe too hard. But here's the worst part. Grace period? More like a trap. For 6 months after graduation, I didn't pay a dime. Take your time, Alex, they said. Get settled. What they didn't say? Oh, and we're still charging you interest every single day. By the time my first payment was due, my $120,000 debt had ballooned to $127,000. Cool, right? Let me show you what $1,200 a month really costs. Dinner, ramen packets every night. My weekend plans, delivering Uber Eats in a Honda Civic with a check engine light that never turned off. And my big dream, getting married, we postponed it twice. Because how do you say I do when you owe more than a mortgage? Anxiety attacks? Oh, I had a VIP pass. 3 a.m. Google searches, can they sue me? Can I flee the country? Do debt collectors accept souls as payment? And the shame. You don't tell your friends, you cancel plans, you lie to your parents, you feel broken. But this isn't just about money, it's about time. Years of my life, gone. The vacations I skipped, the jobs I took just for the paycheck, the dreams I buried. Student debt isn't a bill, it's a prison. And the worst part? They sell you the key. And get this, I'm the lucky one. I landed a job. I didn't get sick. I didn't have kids. But what about everyone else? The single moms, the folks with medical debt, the gig workers? This system isn't just broken, it's on fire. But here's where it gets wild. This isn't just my problem. It's a national crisis. 45 million people, $1.7 trillion in debt. And guess what? The people in charge, they're getting rich. Up next, we're exposing the rotten core of the student loan machine. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Right now, America owes $1.7 trillion in student debt. That's not just a number. That's 45 million people trapped in a financial nightmare. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of Australia. And here's the kicker. 1 in 5 borrowers are in default. That's 9 million people who can't even keep up with their payments. Think about that. We're talking about thousands of dollars in interest piling up every year, crushing people before they even get their first real paycheck. It's not just debt, it's a life sentence. Now, let's look at how other countries handle this. In Germany, college is free. In Norway, you pay almost nothing. Even in Japan, tuition is a fraction of what we pay here. But in the U.S., the average student graduates with $37,000 in debt. And it gets worse. Black graduates owe 50% more than white graduates. Women hold 2/3 of all student debt. So not only is the system broken, it's rigged against the people who need help the most. Here's the ugly truth. College costs have tripled since the 1980s. But wages, they've barely moved. So why is tuition so high? Because states cut funding and schools just pass the cost on to us. And then there's interest. If you pay $1,200 a month for decades and still owe more than you started with, it's like trying to fill a bathtub with a hole in the bottom. And don't even get me started on for-profit colleges. They spend more on ads than education. tricking students into taking out loans for degrees that don't even get them jobs. It's not just unfair, it's predatory. This isn't just about money. It's about dreams deferred. People putting off marriage, homes, kids because they're drowning in debt. It's about a generation that did everything right, went to school, worked hard, and still got screwed. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. There are real solutions, and we're going to break them down next. Okay, so how do you actually fight back against this debt monster? First, I had to get ruthless with my budget. I'm talking spreadsheets, meal prepping, side hustles, anything to squeeze out extra cash. Apps like Mint and You Need a Budget became my best friends. Then I discovered the snowball method, paying off smaller loans first to build momentum. And when that wasn't enough, I negotiated my interest rates. Turns out if you call your lender and say, "Hey, I'm drowning here," sometimes they'll actually work with you. But the biggest game changer? Increasing my income. I took freelance gigs, sold stuff online, even drove for rideshare apps. It sucked, but every extra dollar went straight to my loans. The goal? Stop the interest from burying me alive. Now, personal hustle only goes so far. We need real systemic fixes. First up, loan forgiveness. Programs like Public Service Loan Forgiveness, PSLF, help, but they're a bureaucratic nightmare. We need simpler, broader relief, like canceling debt for people making under $75,000 a year. Next, tuition-free college. Places like Germany and Norway prove it's possible, and no, it's not free. It's paid for by taxes, but way cheaper than trapping a generation in debt. And let's talk interest rates. Why are we charging 6 to 7% on student loans when mortgages are at 3%? Community support. You're not alone in this fight. Groups like the Debt Collective organize for borrower rights. Nonprofits like Student Debt Crisis Center offer free counseling. And online communities, Reddit's RR Student Loans Facebook groups, are full of people sharing tips and moral support. There are also income-driven repayment plans that adjust your payments based on what you earn. And if you're really struggling, loan deferment or forbearance can buy you time. Just watch out for that interest buildup. Bottom line, this system is rigged, but we're not powerless. Share your story, push for change, and if you're drowning in debt right now, keep fighting. We're in this together. Let's take one last look at what we've uncovered. Student loans didn't just steal my future, they're stealing from millions of us. From the moment I signed those papers at 18, the debt machine was set in motion. Sky-high tuition, predatory interest, and a system designed to keep us paying forever. We saw how this isn't just my struggle, it's a national crisis. $1.7 trillion in debt, generations delaying homes, families, and dreams. And while other countries invest in education, America treats it like a luxury, not a right. But we also found hope. From personal strategies to policy fixes, there are ways to fight back. The question is, will we? Here's where you come in. If you're drowning in debt, share your story. Tag lawmakers, demand change. The more we expose this broken system, the harder it is to ignore. And if you found a way to survive this mess, help others, comment your best tips. Share this video with someone who needs it. This isn't just about debt. It's about rewriting the rules so the next generation doesn't get crushed too. Hit like if this resonated with you. Subscribe for more things about America that turn the American dream into a nightmare. And drop a comment. I want to hear your story. Are you struggling? Have you beaten your loans? What solutions do we need? This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a bigger conversation. And trust me, we're just getting started. Debt doesn't define you. Your fight does.